It's Hawkey, and this is Alone podcast, where we always live outside normal expectations. And this your boy here, Jay Hogg, and my boy Jay. Man, 20 plus, man. We just gonna sit here and talk,
Yes,
man.
Yes, sir.
Have a conversation. Hopefully we say a couple things that y'all can chime in on. The comment box has been pretty empty, but hey, we gonna keep talking.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure. Got to.
And
Got to.
I've been talking to a lot of people lately at work, at the gym, shit, just about relationships. They've been coming to me about their relationship and like the problems they've been having, and like it got me thinking about like how so many people have got off the proper building blocks. You know what I'm saying? It's all about perspective for everybody. Like, what are they gonna see?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What are they gonna take from me being with this person?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they look at the opinion before the person. You know what I mean? So it makes it hard to even start the foundation.
True.
So your foundation is based off of other people's opinions.
Yep.
Okay, so your foundation starts off weak. Then you get in the relationship for the wrong reasons because now you wanted all them things to be. Now you want all the things that society says are supposed to be relationship goals. People have forgot relationship goals are personal.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna let you go.
They personal.
For
You know what I'm saying? Like they're not. Relationship goals are goals that you take from other people and say like, oh, if we get there, we'll be ready or we'll be in the perfect place. No, that's not how that goes.
No, it's not.
You have to build from your own foundation.
Mm-hmm.
When you get into an agreement, a joint with somebody, it's to agree to take in that person in the life that they have grown to come to be the person that you're attracted to right now. So when you get to this person, you can't assume or have these great big expectations for how you want this person to be.
No,
you know what I mean? You do have to have values. You know what I'm saying? You do. Go ahead.
And with values is like, yo, like I always tell everybody. Like, listen, you can't live the next man's life. Even if you glorify it, you don't know what steps he took to get there. You just see what it is. You didn't see what he went through to get there.
And then you only see it a moment.
Exactly. Exactly. So what I'm saying is, like, listen, when it comes to like relationship goals and this and that, like you have to be real with yourself, and not like you said, like okay, everybody thought, and not to be funny, but everybody thought Will and Jada was perfect. But they had their own shit. And within they shit, but we just glorified what it looked like,
and what we assumed
it was supposed to be. And in all reality, bro, like yo, like you said, like you gotta be in tune with yourself.
In tune with yourself, you do. And
like seriously, because only you know what you can go through. Only you know what you can deal with, and maybe sometimes you don't know what you can deal with until it happens. But you still gonna have to be yourself throughout that situation.
Exactly. You're gonna have, and even if you don't know what that is, you have to be willing to be open enough to learn.
Exactly.
Like because you're not
exactly.
Cause when you get in a relationship, you're not.
Yes.
You're meeting a person in a growing state. You're not meeting a finished product that you're gonna have for the rest of your life. Because
very true.
You like as flowers, as trees, as grass, as everything does, everything has to grow.
It has to grow.
It has to grow, and if it doesn't grow, that's when the relationship is gonna die. You know what I mean? Because we are losing the path of the foundations. Like it's hard to even get there, and then like people have I blame TV, radio. Like of course, like every nigga want a boss bitch, every girl want a hood nigga,
right.
A nigga with all the dollars and shit like that. But everything has its negative. Everything it's gonna equal out. So if he super good at this, he gonna be super bad at something else. You know what I mean? Now you have to weigh the goods with the positive.
Yeah, it's it's like a teeter-totter. It's like yo, you gotta balance it out. Like yo, like what can you deal with, what you can't deal with? Like you know what I mean? Like what's the real, what's the fake? Like it's like yo, if you can catch that balance. But that's the hardest part.
Because Because they think the balance, like, because they forget love is an emotion.
Yeah, no.
Love
facts.
is an emotion.
Facts.
Like, so anger is an emotion.
Facts.
Sadness is an emotion.
Yes.
Like, so we're not ever always sad. We're not always happy. So how are we always madly in love? Like, how is that a thing that
It's
we
not.
fell into, that people believe that as soon as we, if you're not loving me this second, then there got to be something wrong with us.
Ain't that a bitch? See, like one thing, and I don't know. I'm gonna say this. What I've grown to, like, me personally, what I've grown to, like, understand is, like, yo, like, when you actually meet somebody and oh, my bad.
Go ahead,
But when you actually meet somebody, and of course, like you said, like, you don't know this person, like, they don't know you, you don't know what you can deal with, they don't know what they can deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, boom. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship to me, and I would never want to be in a perfect relationship. That's just way too much.
No, man.
But
perfect relationship is what you believe a perfect relationship. I believe a perfect relationship.
well, what I mean by that is, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What I mean by that is like, oh, we just agree on everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is just beautiful.
The perfect
perfect relationship. Yes. No,
Yeah.
I feel like I have a really good relationship, but what I'm saying is, like, the like you said, the cliche.
Perfect relationship.
You know, like, that's not real to me.
It's not real.
Because y'all didn't build, y'all didn't grow. Like you said, everything has to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all didn't go through anything to see what you can really deal with, or to see what she can deal with, or to see how you really feel about yourself, or how she feel about herself. And you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, there's always gonna be bumps in the road, but that don't mean that we can't go straight.
You know, when I get in relationships, sometimes, like, within relationships, I've always gone and said, like, I'll prepare for the ugly, because that's what's gonna tell me about a person. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna tell me if that person really here for the cause. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is you here for the process?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Joel Embiid, you gotta trust the process, because a relationship is a process, and people will forget that. And then, like you said, like, people you come together, and you gotta figure out what you've been through, what you can go through, and what this person can go through, and not forget that these person have already went through so much shit.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said that whole cliche shit
mm-hmm.
is because, listen, you don't know what this person been through. Like, you just see, like we always say, like I always say, like, it ain't what you go through, it's what you get through, right? But then, like you said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
they see the finished process.
Uh-huh.
So if somebody was to meet you right now,
Mm-hmm.
they see the finished process, but they don't know.
They don't know what built this process.
See what I'm trying to say?
The product itself.
So,
You know what I
and
mean?
then the crazy part is, you this is the crazy part to me. Not crazy, but, like, real, is that you don't know who you meeting.
Right. You don't.
Like, seriously, though. And then the crazy part is, as much as y'all go through, trying to, like, figure each other out, and that's that building process, that's that mental process, that's like, yo, I don't know if I can, take this shit no more, or she, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy part about that is, bro, like, if you make it through certain steps in a relationship and open your mind, you will really see how much you and this person have in common, and it'll blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I'm dead ass. Bro,
seriously.
it'll blow your mind, bro. Like,
It
wow.
will.
Like,
Mhm.
and then it's the building thing. Like, and I'm not just saying it's for everybody, but what I'm saying is, like, yo, like, for people that's been through shit, and everybody's been through something in their own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So it's like, yo, like, if you open your mind and, like, really challenge yourself, like, you challenge yourself every day at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You challenge yourself every day. You know what I mean? Like, period.
Mm-hmm.
If you really just open your mind and like, challenge, I ain't just talking about you personally. I'm talking about men or women, whatever. If you really was to open your mind and challenge yourself to see what you can go through, what you can't go through, and I'm pretty sure everybody has done that. So it's like, now, it be kind of like, you question certain things about people more now because you've been through so much.
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy part is, like, sometimes, man, if you go through it, you get through it, it opens your mind even more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And it ain't even just got to be about that person that you with that opens your mind more.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about, like, damn, like, you know what? I'm starting to see things about this person. And what I'm trying to say is, shit start to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
You're saying when you open your mind and you allow the process to be, it starts to make sense.
It starts to make sense. And like I say, like, it makes you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it does. Like, it starts to make sense. Like, once you really pay attention to, because we talk about relationships, I'm saying, like, once you really pay attention to your partner, or your partner really pay attention to you, and, like, it ain't what you go through, what you get through. I always say that, but at the same time, though, it's just amazing, bro. Like, I mean, to me, personally, it's amazing, like, and because I done dealt with some shit that I never thought I would have dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Hart.
But shit, you know.
And I done seen you grow.
The thing about getting there, though, is we like, we're not, like, for me, like, it was a time, I was having this conversation with a girl one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she sang this song, like, can you stand the rain? And I was just talking shit, and I was like, I don't know.
Sunny
She
day.
said she didn't know. She said, she tried to say I didn't know what the song meant, but I knew what the song meant. But it got me thinking, though. It had me thinking, like,
That's a good song.
you know what I'm saying? Have I been able to stand the rain? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just made me think, because I've been in a lot of relationships, and it seemed like I'm the type, like, I was that person that thought, like, if we're having so many arguments, there's something wrong. Instead of really looking internally, I just thought, like, hey, it wasn't no building. It was just, hey, we just don't got it. You know what I mean? But that comes from the lack of knowing what these situations look like. What I didn't see a man be strong in a situation. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see a man go through heartache, or like, oh, the woman ain't acting right, or we can't get along, and figuring out how to put the family back together. I was always the head of the household. I was the man of the household. So I had to learn by bumping my head. So when I got into relationships, I had the wrong idea. I had the same idea
you know what?
most people have ideas.
Slow it down real quick. I really want to. I want to tap into this. And you saying, as far as, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, your mom. I mean, we talking.
Talk.
But your mom, you know what I'm saying, big ups, you know what I mean, RP, much love, you know, I always put respect on her name, never dispute. But, also, so you saying, as far as, like, you never really seen it because, like, and not to be funny, you lost your dad at a young age.
Yeah, I lost my dad at a young age. I didn't have no other father.
And then it was another, you know what I mean, like, you, like, it was, like, you said it was you.
Yeah, like, you know, the crazy thing is, like, I had two friends, right? You.
Yes, sir.
And Joe. Jellicle Joe on Facebook or whatever. And, but y'all parents were the healthiest relationships I've seen in my life. And y'all got to think how often I would have had that chance to see them. You know what I mean? Because y'all had y'all lives, I lived mine. So, like, even I never try to down anybody, but even in my family, like, the relationships have gotten better, but back in the day, man, we have a lot of people who drink a lot in our family. So it's like, you saw a lot of toxicity. And you know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot to get out of that. And we've been working towards it, family been working towards it. I definitely been working on some shadow work myself, you know what I'm saying, to be better in different relationships. Now I'm learning more about what I like and what I don't like, because this is another thing I wanted to bring up.
Oh,
because you were saying,
go ahead.
Because you were saying something about, like, you about your situation and how y'all understand each other and getting past that, getting this and that and that. It's the thing is, like, they always say, how do you, like, for me, I got the baby moms, I got the relationships outside the baby moms, and it seems like I've always, I don't want to say failed, because I'm learning along the way, but I haven't gotten it right. I haven't gotten it right. You know what I mean? So it's not, so it's hard to kind of see, when I look at people, it's like, hey, how do you decide that this person is the one that the work is worth. Cause I didn't, you knew who I was when I came fresh out of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
20
know.
plus, 20
yeah,
plus.
yeah. So you know, I was out here. I was wild. At
Yeah.
that point, I had no trust in relationships or love in itself. So I was just kind of out here.
Nor did
You know
I
what I mean?
back then.
And then more recently, I changed everything. I mean, it's been years that it changed now. Like I haven't had custody of my son almost a decade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, let's
it's
do
been
a
at
round of
least
applause for that.
it's
No,
at least
seriously.
been about a decade. So it's at least been about a decade up change.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Mm-hmm.
But I did a lot of damage beforehand.
Right.
So I didn't expect it like, oh, just because I changed, I wanted to find that thing. But now that I'm putting in the work is not being appreciated. And it's like, how do I find out when that person is worth the work? Because I don't mind putting in the work. Like, I actually like putting in the work, buying the flowers, cooking. I remember I was doing breakfast in beds and shit. So
I think like I think whew, that's a tough question. I ain't gonna lie. Honestly, because it's a lot that goes into that question.
I
You
know.
know what I mean? Like, so that, man.
I mean, I don't think I had a straight answer.
No.
I think it's something to think about, though.
It is, though, because you gotta think before you respond. Like, and that's the thing about a relationship. Like, listen here. I keep this, well, I keep that picture there because it gives me strength.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, so, regardless how mad I get or whatever is happening, I come down here and I look at that picture. And I think, like, I don't know, man, it's like I was referring to earlier, I'm trying my best to answer this question because, listen, you got my mind working, right? So I'm like, I think, like, going back to what I was saying earlier, as far as what you can deal with, and then if you can get through some shit, sometimes it opens your mind. So I guess, like, for me, personally, like, it's like, yo, like, I guess, like, ain't no, like we always said, ain't no perfect relationship. But then at the same time, though, like, you really got to work hard to really get to know who each other is.
So do y'all feel like, okay, this is one thing I'm trying to implement in my past relationship. Like, say y'all have a disagreement.
Yes, sir.
Say the disagreement is about something like that's not detrimental to the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Can you agree to disagree on that? Or do you have to find some kind of common ground?
Before, like, early, I mean, as far as my relationship goes,
Yeah.
we had to find some common ground.
Uh-huh.
Now, it's becoming easier to agree to just like,
So
fuck it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
because it's not worth it because we done put so much energy into bullshit. So now it's like, it's about to happen again. No, fuck that. Like,
so I praise it. I put up a concept to a girl, the last girl I was dating. I don't even put no names out or whatever.
yeah, no.
But the last girl I was dating, I was saying like, look, I took you in your life. There's a lot of stuff that you did at first that I kind of didn't know about you, but I took it as it was, and I just took that and I tried to basically tell her that I just analyze it. I'm here to analyze it. So I think, and I was like, because I felt like the benefits would be worth dealing with the little things that these little things would cost. So I think, do you think at first y'all were defending each other, yourselves, even on the smaller things because of the walls y'all held up, and then when y'all realized the benefits outweighed what y'all was defending, y'all started putting them all down?
I can't answer that question better than you asked it. Because literally, that's exactly what it was.
And I think that's...
Let me tell you something. When I first, like what we have here is never been, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I first met, as far as my relationship, when I first met, and you've seen everything that we've been through, and I'm always honest. Damn, Hog, I might have fucked that up. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever, whoop. But on some real shit though, you the way you asked that question is literally was gonna be my answer. But what I'm saying is though, like, yeah, no, because it's like, and people have like insecurities about certain shit. You know what I mean? Like when I met her, I was living in my homeboy's basement.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it, like for real.
We gonna talk. Let's
Like
talk.
you know what I'm saying? Like when I met her, I was living in my homeboy's basement. Like you know what I mean? She had just moved in. She had just moved in 2 weeks prior to me meeting her.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no curtains on the window, ain't no furniture. Man, it was just her kids, and 3 beds,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 TVs. It was a fishbowl. That's what I called it because you know what I mean. Like it's like everybody can see him when you upstairs. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, and I remember when we both had, and I'm telling you, that was a great question. I'm telling you. So when I met her, yo, that she had her insecurities, I had mine, and I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, shit, we kicked it in my van for like 2 hours. And we got a chance to, you know, get a little vibe off each other and shit. And, you know, and of course, you know what I mean? It was like, oh, it's all good. So we start opening up to each other. But the more that we opened up to each other, the bigger the fights got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
you feel what I'm saying?
Because opening up is still a fear, and then when it's not reciprocated, like you by the assuming
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You gonna lash out.
Right. Right. Exactly. And I don't know. We just went through it, and it was like, yo, like, but what it did do, it did because I got to know her more. Unfortunately, through the bullshit, I got to know her more.
I think you know people more. I think you get to know a deeper sense of people through their angers.
Yep.
Than through because you know what I stopped telling you.
No, talk about it.
Yeah.
You own some shit right now.
You know what I tell people now?
I'm sorry. Go
like
ahead.
when you know how people ask you what you looking for. I say I'm looking for whatever builds because when you tell a person I'm looking for a girlfriend, if they're looking for a boyfriend, they'll try to be that girlfriend instead of be themselves.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I tell you I'm just trying to be cool and we can go from there, she's more likely going to open up to me because there's no restriction, it's a word for it, I can't think of it right now, but there's no anticipation for anything, you know what I mean? Like, we're not anticipating that this is going to go anywhere, we're just going to be ourselves with each other. Hey, do we do things alike? Let's do them together. Do we like certain things to go out and do certain things that other people don't? Let's do those together, and we can build from there. And see, that's the problem with people. Like they don't know how to build from a starting ground. They want somebody that's gonna take them, like you know how the new Tetris games is built. When they can say like what level you want to start at. That's what they want to do. They want to pick. They want to pick level 99. And then help him get to 100. I'm like, baby, I helped you from the bottom.
Man, they better keep looking. Because I'm telling you, like, it ain't what it is. It's what it is. Like, what I mean by that is, like, yo, like, man, come on, man, stop playing. Like, nobody starts off perfect.
Nobody, man. Nobody.
I'm talking about outside of a relationship, when you trying to get in a relationship, or you not even. But the crazy part is, though, it's not even about trying to get in a relationship. Sometimes a relationship finds you.
And I think that's what it should be like. A relationship should not be a treasure hunt. It should be magnetic.
Yeah.
You should do the things that you love.
I mean, don't get it twisted, because we all had our nights, you know, back in the days, we going to the bars, you know what I mean?
No. Live with intention.
Yeah.
Like, live with intention. Like, with the intent, I'm going to eventually get a girl.
Right.
But I'm not out here. My main goal is not get a girl. I like to kick it.
Right.
I like to go out to do this or that. So I'm just doing this because I like to. And if girls are here, I'm going to talk to them.
And that was like the 20s for me, right? But then the 30s is like, you know, like, shit, bro, like, I live with you. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even like partying. It wasn't even like, you know what I mean? Because we grew out of that shit. Even if, you know what I mean? And then we started looking at shit like for what it is. And it's like, yo,
for the longest, bro, I ain't feel worthy of a real relationship. Like, I was on Section 8, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was down bad. Like, I got kids, had kids to raise. I was getting food stamps, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I wasn't down had them insecurities. So like for me, a relationship didn't feel real. It didn't feel real because I felt like it was all because of them levels. They want to pick their level.
Hold on, let me ask you this though, real quick, because we both talking about the same thing. You know, like I said, I was living in the basement. You said you was on Section 8. You didn't feel worthy. You know what I'm saying? So now what you about to talk about? Are you talking about relationships while you was on Section 8?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. That's what I was.
Yeah,
That's what I was
right.
asking. I'm
So
sorry,
like
my bad.
in them relationships, like I never felt like I was holding up my thing, and I was always temporary. Like until I can figure out how to get my shit together, like I was always temporary. It was always because, like I said, they want to pick the level instead of help somebody get from the bottom up. So if they like, damn, we at level 5, this nigga at level 10. They'll take that level 10, and then not realizing. Like, oh, I love the whole, like, 80-20 perspective. Like, when you get something and, like, it's good, you get about 80% of what you want. Like, there's nobody out here that's going to give you 100% of what your perfect person is. It's just not happening. So, you're going to get about 80%. But for some reason, you're going to still go out and look for that 20%.
See, that's the thing. And I'm glad you brought that up. Because I told you, I was telling you earlier that 20% is temptation.
It is.
That 20% is a test. Listen to me.
It is.
As of recently, I started taking everything seriously. You know what I mean? Like, I had to, go through this little, whatever. But anyway.